On the right here, this is the free trade zone. This was one of the original free trade zones set up by China to allow foreign companies to manufacture in China. So there's a lot of European, Japanese factories in here. You've got some big companies like TDK, Bosch, MTU, Philips, Bowers & Wilkins, the British speaker brand, and it's still going. It's no longer really truly a free trade zone because now you can apply for different certifications, various places. But yeah, this was one of the original ones.
Your co-founders are from where? Also British?
Also British, yeah. The three of us are all British.
And you got together
so
here.
As you'll see here, 100%.
You met everybody here?
Yeah, we all met in China, yeah. Ni hao, hello, hello. Ni hao. No, no, you're not allowed in there. This is the operations office. Good morning. Hi.
What's the working hours normally for your team?
8:30 till 5:30. But then it depends if there's some urgent production, then we'll have different shifts or OT. But China has some quite strict OT regulations.
Is it?
Yeah, only maximum 3 hours in one day.
Even if they want to?
Correct, even if they want to. So a lot of factories will break that. A lot of factories will break that.
I can imagine,
But yeah, the actual labor law regulation is quite strict. And you can't do 7-day weeks, etc. So there is some very stringent laws there.
And if it's plus 3 hours, for example, OT, like what would be the X for paying?
Normally times by 2 of what the hourly salary would work out to.
Okay.
And the staff want to do OT. They really want it.
I can imagine,
I mean, a lot of them, if they're migrant workers, they live in the dormitory here. They've got nothing else to do. Let's earn some more money, so they want to. So then it's that balance. It's like, no, you've done your 3 hours, you're not allowed to do any more. That sort of discussion.
Do you think the way of doing business in China is very different from the way of doing business in the UK?
Yeah, there's a lot of points to drill down into that, but the first point would be from the leadership direction. In China, it's a very authoritarian leadership, you know? The boss is the boss. And this can be detrimental to companies because the senior management, the middle management, even the lower level employees, they have a lot more insights on everything in the company than the boss does. This is true, in my opinion, true in every company in the world because they're running the operations, they're running it daily. If you have an authoritarian structure like a lot of Chinese companies do, the people below them, they don't want to speak up or they're not allowed to speak up. They're not allowed to speak to power. And that, in my opinion, is not good. You know, you need to be open to listening to ideas from everybody. So in our company in Shieldworks and CW, everyone can have a suggestion, an idea. Everybody can input. It's the only way we learn and grow. So that's a fundamental difference, that leadership structure. There's also then the cultural aspects. You know, the Chinese, whilst they're very direct in some culture, in businesses, there can be a lot of negotiation on something. A lot of discussion, whether something's even a yes-no answer question can end up being a long discussion process. And you also may have to, you know, build a relationship for a long time. Relationship, guanxi, is such a big part of Chinese culture in personal relationships and in business. So, you know, as a company boss, you go to see the other company boss. You spend a lot of time building, you see them again and again and build that relationship. And that's the only way to really get something done if you really need it. So an example, if we have something where we need an urgent production and we've made a good relationship with the factory boss, he may prioritize my production over someone else's. So that relationship building is so important. Whereas in the UK or the US, it's a bit more transactional. You still have a relationship, but you're not constantly nurturing that. You're doing the transaction. We want A, it costs B, there we go.
How's the drinking culture in China versus in UK?
Oh, that is an interesting one. So Chinese people like their drink, but it generally is a bit different. They do not like IPAs en masse, only particular people do. A lot of it is the gambaying culture. So you cheers and you bottoms up your glass and you empty it.
To get drunk.
To get drunk. And what we've had to do a lot of in our days here manufacturing in China is meeting factory bosses. And when we meet a factory boss and then we go out for dinner with them, it is always basically the mission of them to get us drunk. So they have designated people that basically
to
will
see who you are inside.
And so I could be there sitting with a factory boss and his team, right? And then each of his team is going to gambit me, each of them. So we're 10 minutes into the dinner, they've all had 1 cup, and I've had about 10 cups already. And then that goes on until they get you as drunk as possible. It's,
But that's the kind of business strategy that they use here, right?
It is. It's starting to reduce a bit. Obviously, the older generation still like doing that, but the younger generation, they're a bit more health conscious now, so they are more willing to sip the drinks rather than down them. Also, the Chinese government is pushing this as well, because there has been sadly some accidents where people have passed away from alcohol poisoning. There's quite famous cases. So the Chinese government's doing a really good thing. They're trying to basically spread the message down. Stop doing this now. Come on, just drink sensibly. So that's good.
Can you make like a lot of money as a foreigner living in China and doing business here in China?
I would say the opportunities for that are less now than they were. So, you know, back 2005 to 10, there was loads of opportunities for people to make money. There is less of that now. But I'd say there is definitely still opportunity. The Chinese are welcoming to foreigners. And when you open a company here, so we're a 100% foreign company, but it's the exact same laws applied to us as to a Chinese company. And
so no discrimination.
No discrimination on that. Now there is discrimination for certain things. So that's basically market access issues. So if there's a particular type of industry that is on the disallowed list, I don't know what the full list is, but for example, nuclear or weapons. Or,
this kind of stuff.
But there is some also technology ones, which I know the US and the UK and the EU, they're trying to push these market barriers aside. They're trying to get China to open up more. Because it does stop some of their companies being able to come in. But as an entrepreneur, not a multinational, as an entrepreneur, there's definitely, opportunities in China to make money. You just got to find the opportunity, and you've got to understand the culture here. You need to really understand it. I think one of the biggest issues we have in companies, but also in civil service, in government, across the board, is just a lack of China capabilities. There's a lack of knowledge of how China operates, or what the culture's like on the ground. And I think that's an area where we should really improve it. And that's not to say anything negative or positive. It's just a lack of capabilities, a lack of understanding. An example, hundreds of thousands of Chinese students go to the UK to study in university. But, hardly any British students come to China to study. So when all those Chinese students go back to China, they understand the UK, they understand British people and culture. So we're missing a huge amount of capability there. And that's something I think will help not just government and policy, but it will help entrepreneurs. Because then you'll think, right, I understand China, I'm going to go there and open this idea in this company. Because the market is so huge here. The potential market size is massive.